Hi everybody, welcome to another Tool Highlight Tuesday. This is week 5. I can't even believe I've done 5 so far. Today we're going to talk about a tool called Redective. It's a Reddit search tool that kind of culls through Reddit and shows you some data. It's been around since about 2012, but it hasn't been updated since early 2014. Reddit itself has been updated, so the tool may not work the greatest from time to time, but it works most of the time, and when it does work, it gets you some really good data that you can use for your content marketing campaigns. It allows you to search in 3 different ways. So you can search for a user, you can search the front page, or you can search a subreddit. Frankly, searching on a user and a subreddit are the 2 that I think are the most valuable. I'm not really going to cover the front page, but you can jump into that at your own leisure. So let's search for a user, and let's go ahead and search for me. And I'm just going to go ahead and type my name in there. Now, when you search for a user, you actually get a bunch of options to search with. I prefer to search with Redective and not Google or Reddit or these other things, because this is just the tool itself, and that's kind of what we want to look at. So let's go ahead and look for me. Now, it's going to take some time, because what Redective does is it pings out and it grabs data from Reddit website. So it's going to download about 15 pages when you search for a person. And that's going to take a little while. As you can see, we're on page 3. So, go do something. Make a sandwich. Go pet your dogs. Talk to your significant other. Or get a beer like I'm about to do. Okay. Look at that, we're almost there, and I got my Coney Island root beer. Got a couple more pages to go, still have some time to spare. So when you get the data here, this is going to be really interesting. So get your beer ready, because you're going to really dive into this stuff. Okay. It's going to take a second once it hits page 15. There you go, boom. Okay, so first off, when you look for somebody, you get like this little area of information. It's kind of a synopsis. It tells you a lot of information about them. One thing I wish it told me is what subreddit they moderated. It says that I'm a moderator, but what you don't know is that I moderate subs that I post to and talk to myself in. And that's not a joke. I actually post notes and stuff into a subreddit just because I want to be able to find them later. And it's a real quick, easy way for me to do it without having to worry about WordPress or anything like that. Okay, then you can scroll down and you can look at the subreddits. Now there's 3 columns here with numbers in them, and that's total submissions, and total comments. The total, if you have done the math pretty quickly in your head, is a sum of total submissions and total comments. And so you can see that I'm most active in totality in the Kansas City Chiefs subreddit. I've actually submitted the most to the Kansas City Chiefs subreddit, but that's not where I am most active. And you can go ahead and click up here. As you can see, we can manipulate these columns, and we can see what's going on just like this. And so we can do it like that. So you can see right here, when I submit content, I submit mostly to the Chiefs or futurology or funny or gaming or SEO. Apparently, I think I'm funny, techie, and really into football. But when I comment, you can see that I'm commenting on where I used to live, the PubCon subreddit, which, by the way, nobody uses, the SEO subreddit, the old one. Oh, these are 0 comments. Sorry. Okay, there you go. I comment in the big SEO, Kansas City Chiefs technology, futurology videos, Dallas, where I live now. I hit this subreddit, Fort Worth, and some others. Okay, so let's scroll down here. Now, this is really interesting. You get to see word frequencies, and you can see down here there's about 300 pages worth. That's pretty crazy. So you can kind of get an idea of what somebody talks about when they talk about stuff. So I talk about Google a lot, big surprise. I talk about help and editing, and I use the word might and Reddit, right, and I thank a lot of people. I talk about marketing and websites and Facebook and data. Okay, and then we go down here. Now, this tells you the hours that I'm active, and it's on a 24-hour scale. The problem is we don't know of which time zone. Is it my time zone? Is it Redective's time zone? Is it UTC equivalents? I'm not really sure. because they don't tell you anywhere on their website. So developer of Redective, if you're out there and you want to make an update sometime in the next year, please go ahead and tell us, or just comment down here in the comments on YouTube. Okay, and then you've got an overview. Now this is really neat. This is going to tell you of the content that I have submitted as a user, what's been the most popular. And you can see over here that my most popular post got 13,438 votes. And then you can see 3,000s and then 1,000s and 600s. And then you can see stuff that nobody really cared about. Just an animal shelter volunteer photographer. I really thought that one would do better, but it didn't. So you can just kind of get a taste of the content that I post. And you can see down here that they give you 59 pages of it, which is amazing. So if you're looking for Reddit users, one way you can use this data is you can plug it into an Excel spreadsheet, and then you can compare Reddit users and see who is active in the communities you're trying to target, and that'll give you a better idea of what user to go after. And then you can also see which ones are more frequently popular, and that'll also give you a chance to go after people who post stuff that gets noticed by other people. Okay, so that's looking at people. Now there's a really neat thing that you can do here, and it's called filtering. So let's go ahead and see how frequently I have shared content from search engine land. And you'll notice here the word length is at least 4. We're going to set that down to 2 just because in case I used any 3-letter words, I want to make sure that I can find everything I posted. You can see here I posted search engine land 3 times, just 3, and all into the technology subreddit. And you can see some associated wordage here, verbiage here, Google, DuckDuckGo, option, apples. I don't actually know what that's for, but anyway, and you can see down here the content that I posted. So let's do a couple of other filters and see. So I don't know the outcome of this one. Let's go ahead and look and check Moz.com. Looks like I haven't shared anything by Moz.com. Sorry, Rand. Okay, let's go ahead and check my own site, which you should all be reading on a regular basis, right? And so it looks like I submit my website probably a little more than those two to technology and big SEO and futurology. But I don't get a lot of love, as you can see over here in the total votes section. So thank you, everybody, for not upvoting my stuff. Okay, and then let's go filter one more time, and we're going to look at Imager.com. I can spell it right. We're going to filter that, and we're just going to see how frequently I share Imagers. So I share tons of images, and I put them on Imager like the good Redditor that I am. Okay. All right. So that is a person that's searching for a user. If you didn't notice in here, there is no way to export this data. Kind of sucks. I wish there was an export button. If there is one, and maybe it's in behind my webcam, I don't know. But I don't think so. I've used this tool a lot, and I don't remember seeing an export feature anywhere. What's this up here? That's just options per page. So you can see here, they had to wait 3 seconds and blah, blah, blah. So you can actually update the API, but that's a whole different thing. Sorry, let me dump that. Okay, so let's go ahead and, close the tab on accident, Joe. Good job. All right, we're going to search a subreddit, and we're going to search a subreddit that gets a lot of traffic. So let's go ahead and look at the funny subreddit. Now you'll notice it asks you now to use /r/. It just wants the name of the subreddit. I would type it in lowercase, or however the casing shows up in the URL. Just go ahead and search. Again, while you're searching, you're going to notice that it's processing, it's downloading information. When you do a subreddit, it downloads anywhere between 9 and 10 pages. I've seen it download 11, and I've seen it download 9. I've never seen any less than 9, but it downloads that data before it displays. So it only takes a few moments. It isn't as long. You get maybe a minute and a half out of it. So you probably don't have as much time to go running around. In fact, you can see here we're already on page 7. I'm almost done. If I'd gotten up to get my beer, I'd probably have to come running back over. Not really, because it's going to be here when you're here anyway. So, but this doesn't take long. There you go. Processing page 9. And then with a little luck, okay, so just so you know, every now and then you're going to run this query on a subreddit or even on a person on Redective, and you're going to get blank data fields. Wait about 2 minutes and run it again. I'm guessing that Reddit's API just kind of freezes Redective out every now and then and doesn't let them grab a lot of data. Okay, so we're looking at the funny subreddit. You've got some basic stats up here, which you don't need to worry about. Notice that it doesn't list moderators. I don't know if that's broken or if the API just doesn't allow it, but you can find that just by clicking here and going to the subreddit. So I'll show you that real quick. If I can, it should be on this side. So there you go. These are the moderators over here in this area. So if you wanted to message the moderators, you just click up here and message them if you need to. But on the funny subreddit, you probably don't need to reach out to moderators. Here you go. You can see the word frequency people use: found, today, friend, best, looking, find, funny, X post. One question I've had about the word frequencies is if it's word frequencies in comments and titles, or just word frequencies in titles or just comments. I really wish the developer would tell us. We'll go read the FAQs here in a minute and see if that's actually in there. Okay, again, hours that it's active, I don't know, 1400, is that Central Time? I'm still very confused. Is this Reddit's time out there in California? I have no idea. But again, now you get to see the top content. So you can see the total votes here, 6,746. Seems to be a pretty good number as the top votes, and you get about 36 pages of those. So you can kind of go through here. Since you can't export, what I do is sometimes I just pay like Mechanical Turk or somebody to go through here, run this query, and put all this data in a spreadsheet. It can get a little hairy. So, you know, good luck getting somebody that can do it correctly. If you can find that person, then you can actually get some really good data and really understand what people are looking for when it comes to this particular subreddit. And when these people post, again, I have no idea. I'm assuming, because Reddit's in the United States, I'm assuming this is US time. I have no idea. Some time zone here in the US. But you can actually look at this content and look it over and look at the keywords being used. Look at the popular post here and that's been posted in recent memory. This one here, March 4th, 2016. So you're not looking at stuff that's really old. You're looking at stuff that the community is talking about now. So that's kind of what this does for you, and this doesn't really help as much. You could probably take the titles of the content and really get some data out of that. And to that note, there's a filter here too. You can filter these results, and you'll notice this little drop down called include default words. Let's go ahead and select yes, and let's go ahead and read what that is. So these are words that this tool will actually exclude from the filter once you apply it. So how can I include the filter? Blah, blah, blah. You can see that right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to include default words, and we're just going to click filter. And you'll see that we get a little bit of a different setup here with the content. But let's go back and filter one more time. So you can actually filter, let's turn this back on. So you can filter for default. So let's go with, let's look for something down here in the titles. Let's see how frequently advice and boss show up. Okay. Okay. So we filtered, and it looks like it's filtering from, we put that in the title filter. Don't see the word boss showing up in these. That sucks. So this filter may not always work the greatest. Let's go ahead and just take this out and see if we get a better filter. So there you do. You do get a very good filter when you type just one. Let's try maybe a comma. So there we go. Boom. Okay, so it's a comma, not the or operator. So here you go. You can find all of the stuff that is in this data set they downloaded, and you can look at that. So let's try to see if there's anything humorous in your area. Let's type Google. Let's see if there's anything funny that I could post about in the title. So Google Maps wants to explore strange new worlds and just random building on Google Maps. You can go look at these. And there it is, warp drive. That's kind of funny. So if I was running a Facebook page or a Twitter account that was talking about Google Maps or mapping or technology or SEO or anything related to Google, this would be a great resource to come in here and filter down into the stuff. You could probably do this inside of the Reddit search engine itself, but this gives you just a little more data when you use this tool. And that is it. We're going to just kind of scroll through the facts here, and you can see they don't cover the hours or any of the questions that I had. So that is the Redective tool. And again, I use this to set up content. I use this to decide, to discover what a group of people, what a community is talking about. And I also use it to try to figure out how to message content that I already have and get that talked about, hopefully, into a group, into a different community. And that is all we've got for today. Thank you for joining me on Tool Highlight Tuesday. And I hope to see everyone again next week.